Hey retro fans, welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Memories. In this episode we're going to do a little unboxing. I got some stuff through the post, which is always nice. I've been playing with various bits and bobs. I had a V64, the Maxi. I had a Mini ages ago. Didn't really get on with it. It didn't give me the experience I was looking for, so I sold that. And then I bought the Maxi, the C64 Maxi, when it came out. Now, I don't have any modern TVs in here. I don't have any LCD tellies. I've got a 21-inch CRT there, and I've got a 14-inch CRT just over there. So I don't have any HDMI capable TVs here. So what I did have, or what I do have, is an adapter. I'm looking to see if I've got it out, but I don't. I've got an HDMI to SCART downscaler, essentially. Everybody's upscaling everything these days. I'm downscaling it. And it allows you to plug in HDMI devices to SCART. So all my retro mini consoles, which are sitting up there, I've got the PC Engine Core Graphics, whatever you want to call it, Mini. The Neo Geo Mini, the SNES Mini, the NES Mini, and that's it, I think, yeah. Those are all downscaled so I can play them on the CRT TVs, and they look pretty good, generally speaking. So the C64 Maxi, I was using that hooked up to my CRT telly. This is a long way round for a shortcut in it. Anyway, the C64 Maxi was plugged into my retro CRT TVs, and it worked beautifully. I mean, it worked absolutely fine, and it allowed me to play all these games on disc, because a lot of the homebrew things I really wanted to play, like Bruce Lee 2 and its various incarnations, and those are always those are available as disc images on the C64. So the 64 Maxi let me do that. I have a real Commodore 64, but I don't have a disc drive for it, because I'm kind of all about nostalgia, really. So for me, when my pals had a Commodore 64, they used tapes. They didn't have a disc drive. Same with my Amstrad. I never had a disc drive until many, many years later, when I was a kind of adult retro collector. When I was a kid originally, I didn't have a disc drive. So I didn't know anybody with disc drives. So my C64 that I've got is a tape-driven 64. I don't have any discs. Anyway, I kind of started looking at things and trying various bits and bobs. I've got all sorts of things, like I've converted images, tape images, to wave format, and I play them through my iPad into a Bluetooth tape deck thing and all that. So it lets me load games downloaded off the net onto the C64, and I've got one for the Spectrum as well. But it's a lot of arsing about, and you're having to do all that conversion and stuff, and then make sure it works and the volume levels are right, and it doesn't always work, and blah blah blah, and it's just a bit of a pain in the pie, to be honest. So I've decided to sell the 64 Maxi, because I'm not going to be using it after I unbox what's in the box down here. So I sold a couple of bits to basically furnish the purchase of the things that I have here. So it's like a self-funding hobby, which is quite nice. So yeah, so what I did is I bought a couple of SD adapters, essentially, for the Commodore 64 and one for my Spectrum. I have a ZX Spectrum 48K rubber keyed number, because again, that's what my friends had. I was always an Amstrad guy, but my friends had, a couple of friends had Spectrums, and I had a pal with a C64, and a pal with an MSX, which was a nice wee machine as well. But anyway, I don't have one of those. So I have the nostalgia for these machines, where I was never an owner, but I enjoy playing certain games on certain formats. Like I like Blue Max on the 64, and I think it's only available on the 64. It might be on the Spectrum, but I never played it on the Spectrum. It was always on the 64. And obviously the kind of ultimate games on the Specky are just classics, Jetpack and Attic Attack and Trans Am and all these things. So anyway, it enabled me to, this is like 20 minutes of waffling crap before we even get started, isn't it? To enable me to play sort of disc images or whatever, or tape snapshots and things on the Specky, I bought a couple of these kind of SD adapters. So they're in here. They are from TFW8b.com, which is The Future Was 8-Bit, which is a tremendous site that I've only very recently discovered, and that could sap quite a lot of my wages out of my pocket. So I'm going to just unbox this. Let's just cut. After my unboxing the other day there of the Glenn's Retro Show yoke using a screwdriver, I decided to bring some scissors. And as Lawn Boys Post 1975 says, always cut toward your heart. Don't do that, kids. Yep, let's just get this cut. Is that done? There we go. Oh! Packing peanuts. Who doesn't love a packing peanut? Right, let's have a look. So we have packing peanuts, quite a lot of them. That'll come in handy actually because I'm about to box something else up. So we have something. What do we have? Ooh, free of charge. Yeah, Future Was 8-Bit mouse mat. Quite a nice quality mouse mat. That it's a good heavy kind of rubberized one, and that looks. I've no idea what that is. Oh, that's some Spectrum boards put together, I think. Don't know what those are, but anyway, that's pretty funky. So thank you very much. So let's just get the bits and bobs. I'll put them over here, and then we can have a proper look at them. Make sure we've got everything. Is that everything? I've got some paperwork at the bottom. Chat amongst yourselves. That could be some ASMR, couldn't it? That kind of. Anyway, that's enough of that. So let's put the goggles on and see what we're doing. Right, so we have the purchase sheet, and we have some lovely paperwork. So there's lovely full colour printed sheets here for everything that I've bought, which is really nice because you can obviously get the manuals or the paperwork online, but it's always good to have a printed bit of paper to go to. So yeah, we'll look at those in a little while. So I have three things. I don't know what one to unbox first. Let's go for this one. It's quite a nice little touch. There's a little tie tag thing to open you up. Put these other ones out the road. They're smaller than I expected them to be actually, but that's a good thing. That's all right. I'm happy with that. Put that down there. Lovely anti-static bag. Very impressed with the parcelling up so far. Here we go. Getting all this stuff. I don't know if you really want to be seeing me unpacking a bag, but you know. The important is what's inside. That's a very dinky little unit. Let me show you this. Let's drop it on the floor first. So, excuse me while I just reach off camera here. What I've bought is the, what's it called? The Div IDE, I think it's called. I can't even remember what it's called. But there you go. Oh, look at that lovely little thing. Div MMC it is, sorry, tells you on the back, if you can see that, just there. So this is the SD card reader and clearly joystick adapter for the ZX Spectrum, which is really nice. So I've got a Kempston joystick interface already, but I can pretty much get rid of that. So yeah, this is really nice. It's nice and lightweight, and as you can see, it's pretty small. I don't know what I can show you to thing it against, but I don't know. I have nothing for comparison. Well, there's the mouse mat. There's the you know what size the mouse mat is. Look at that. It's quite small, but it's just smaller than a deck of cards, I would say. but it's a really nice finish. I think it's 3D printed. I think the original ones were. This looks like a proper manufactured number, but it's really nice. Sort of textured black. It's obviously got this sort of Spectrum rainbow on it. It's keyed, which is a good thing, so you can't put it in the wrong way. Let me show you that. There you go. So you can't put it in the wrong way, which is always good. It's fairly obvious what way it goes in anyway. So we've got the joystick port at the back, which is nice, the joystick adapter. And then obviously your SD card slot. There are buttons and lights. I believe this top one, which is a button, clicky clicky, that is an indicator light as well. And you've obviously got a button here as well. Now, I've no idea what those actually do at this point in time because I've not read the documents yet. I have seen videos of the kind of loaders and the, you know, your kind of on-screen menus for picking games and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll see what it's like in another video probably. But I also opted to purchase the attached memory card. I just thought, you know, it was only £8, I think it was. And I've no idea what size it is. It could be 1 gig, it could be 258 meg, I've no idea. The thing is it's quite nice. It's flagged with the rainbow again. But it's a preloaded, so it's got the sort of Div MMC operating system and all that on it already, and a few ROMs and things. So I think this makes a, oh yes, nice clicky clicky. So there we go. That is a fully loaded Spectrum, ready to run Div IDE type, I keep saying that, Div MMC device to load. I think it does snapshots, might do Z80 images, I'm not sure, tape images, whatever. But I think it loads them pretty quickly anyway. Even if it was normal speed, it wouldn't bother me. It's just a nice, easy way to be able to play the games on the Specky, which is good for me. So, I think, can't quite remember, that was maybe £56, I think. Yeah, it was about 115 quid or something for all this stuff, which is a lot of money, but like I say, it's a self-propagating hobby, so it's nice to have. So there we go, that's the Div MMC for the Spectrum. Put that over there for now. Right, what do we have? Let's open this guy up and see. Oh, a nice wee Future was 8-bit pen, which is nice. Is that a clicky number? Ooh, clicky clicky. We like clicky things. And it's also got the little stylus nub for doing things on your phone and whatnot. A little freebie, which is nice. Right, what one is this? Right, I'll show you that in a second. So this other one here. Again, lovely little package. Missy's. I love the sort of presentation of this. The way it looks is just great. So this is the Commodore 64, whatever the hell it's called, SD to IEC plus something. So it is, oh god, it is the SD card reader for the Commodore 64 clearly. But it's lovely because the attention to detail on this is great. I had one of these similar devices years ago, and it was okay, but it was a bit kind of clunky and didn't always work. And yeah, but this is really nice. Again, really good build quality, and it looks like a little 1541. I don't know if it's picking up the sticker on camera, but it looks like a little 1541. It says TFW8B and SDIEC plus, with a sort of Commodore rainbow and the little sticker thing. I don't know if I can see that there, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So similar to the Specky one, there are indicators and buttons. I think those light up. They are all clicky clicky. That's a button as well. So these are obviously your sort of selector buttons or whatever. I'm not sure what they do yet, but we'll find out. There are several options in this guy. You can get one that plugs into the cassette port, which is fine if you don't use your cassette port. You can get one that plugs into the cartridge port, can you? Kind of mind, it's powered by some other one, or the one that I went for, which is the user port, because I don't use that on mine. So what you've got is you've got this guy, you've got this that goes into the user kind of slot port, whatever you want to call it, and this plugs into the 1541 disk drive adapter bit, because obviously it's a disk drive. So these are, it's really good quality finish. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, it's good hard plastic. These are not 3D printed, or if they are, it's a very, very good printer. Really nicely finished cables. And I think, yeah, there is a bit on there that says top. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. You can see that. It just says top, so that you know, obviously that's facing up, because this, unlike the Specky one, this isn't keyed, so you could put it in back to front. I don't know if that would damage the unit or not, but we'll be extremely careful when we're doing it. And I went for the Commodore 64 thingy, so it's got a little 5 1/4 inch floppy label on it. Excuse me. And again, I quite like that. It's like an actual disk drive, which is cool. So again, preloaded SD card, any OS that it needs on there, the loader and all that kind of stuff is on there. So yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful dinky little unit that doesn't take up any space. I'll just sit nicely on top of the 64, and it's quite discreet, so very pleased with that. I'll be looking forward to having a play with those, and like I say, we'll maybe do a video on them later on. But that leads me to the third parcel, and the third parcel is an accompaniment for the SD2 IEC thingamabob. Because, as anybody with a C64 knows, or anybody that's used one, the 1541 is quite a slow disk drive. So you could get third-party things to help you along a little bit, and that's what I've got here. I have the Epix Fast Load Reloaded cartridge. So this sits in your cartridge port, and it does the fast load thing for you. I've just had a horrible thought. No, the user port is separate for the cartridge port. Thank God. I just thought, wait a minute. Yes. So separate ports. Right, thank God. Right, okay. Anyway, this little doohickey here, again, nice little clicky indicator button. It's a lovely discreet little unit, beautifully made again. It's got the TFW8B logo on the back, C64 cartridge, really nice sticker on it. It's just a really nice manufactured unit. So again, these were, well, I think this was 15 quid, which is great value as far as I'm concerned. The Commodore 64 SD reader thing was 42, I think. Can't remember. But anyway, I'm really impressed with the quality of the units. They're really well made. Anyway, what this does is, well, what it says in the tin, it's a fast load cartridge. How it works, I don't entirely know, because I'm more an Amstrad guy than I was a C64. But all I know is this speeds up your disk loading. So I watched a video of a chap who had this very setup, and it was a good video because he loaded Buggy Boy, I believe it was, and he loaded it straight from the SD card reader thingy. He loaded that just with no toys attached, and it took about 1 minute and 45 seconds, something like that, to load up. Maybe slightly longer than that actually. Anyway, when he engaged this guy, he loaded the exact same thing up, and it took about 9 seconds. So yeah, nigh on instantaneous. Because the loading does get, I mean, God, if you think about it, back in the day, if you could load a game in 1.5 minutes, you would have been off your head with excitement. Now you're like, I need it instantly. Instant load, please. So this gets as close as you can get to sort of instant load. So yes, a nice little accompaniment, and for 15 bucks, I didn't think that was too bad. So well worth it. So we can have a little look at the instruction bits and bobs now. So We've got the SD to IEC user guide, so it tells you everything. Yeah, there you go, load stuff off faster with your cartridge, 8 to 12 times speed disk increase, and there's a reset button on the fast load cartridge. So it tells you a little bit about it, creating auto swap files if you've got multi-disc games, changing directories and all sorts, all the Commodore 64 bits and bobs, which is nice. We've also got the div MMC thing for the Specky, telling you a little bit about it and the menus and things like that. You can check out the future was 8bit.com, that guy, if you want to have a little read of any of this stuff or want to buy any of this stuff. This is not sponsored, I purchased this with my own money, disclaimer and all that, because YouTube's like that kind of thing. None of this was given to me. It was all bought with my own money. So the Epix Fast Load Reloaded cartridge, again, two nice little A4 sheets all about it, how to use it, what it does, how to do the fast load stuff. There's disk tools on there, which is nice, some advanced programming, there's a system monitor and all sorts. There's, good lord, there's all sorts of assembler bits and bobs on there. Woof. Anyway, that's going to do it. You've probably had enough of me rambling a lot of crap now. I'm going to go and set this up and play with it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to do a separate video on each of the bits and bobs, so we can check them out actually working and what they look like. I'll put a link to the Future Was 8-Bit in the description. Like I say, this isn't sponsored. I paid for this stuff with my own cash. But yeah, have a little look. It's definitely worth it. They don't really do readers for the Amstrad or anything. They do lots of stuff for lots of things. If you're looking for an Amstrad solution, let me just reach off camera. There's a chap called Zaxxon, Piotr Bugaj, I believe his name is. Sorry if I've murdered that, mate. He's very active on the Amstrad Facebook groups. But if you go to Sell My Retro, he sells these things. This is a DDI3. So the Amstrad used the DDI1, which was the disk drive interface one. So this is a modern reinterpretation of that, and it includes the Gotek drive built in. So there's a little, I've got my little USB thumbstick. So you put your disk images on the thumbstick. It's got the built-in screen for you to select, and you basically write, I think it's 12 to 16 discs at a time onto the kind of flash the firmware essentially onto the thing, and then you can use the buttons up here to kind of select your disk images, and it boots just like a disk drive. It acts exactly like a disk drive. You can create blank disk images and all sorts and put them on here. There is a modern version, the DDI5, which has got a 512 kilobyte RAM expansion on it, and various other bits. This has also got a Parados built into it, so you can use it for sort of disk utilities and things. So if you're looking for the equivalent for an Amstrad, that's your guy. Check out the Amstrad groups. Like I say, Piotr Bugaj is the man. Goes by the kind of name of Zaxxon, and I think it actually it was on here. Ah, yeah, that is there. Sorry, I've only got my glasses on now, so I can't read bugger all. But just there, that guy. So yes, his stuff's very good. It's great quality. The DDI5 does have a case. I don't have a case for this guy, but it works perfectly. So there you go. I think that's all the kind of SD card reader things I've got for my systems. I might get one for my Atari. Maybe Santa will bring me one for my Atari 2600. We'll see. 2006? Who says that? Atari 2600. Anyway, enough of me waffling crap. It's Friday night. Let's go and play some retro games. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to know anything about any of this stuff, drop me a comment. Let me know. Or do a video response or something. Make sure you tag me in it so I can see it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.